guys? Wes back with Auto Mafia once again. Working on the drag build one more time. Today, still working on all of this. Basically, this is our Holley HP EFI standalone fuel management system and computer and wiring harness and everything. I do sell this bad boy. This one runs about $17.99, give or take a few with the discounts. But pretty simple. All we're literally doing is looking at the connectors. They're all labeled, plugging them all in. Then we're probably going to take it all back off, figure out where everything else goes on it, and then make sure it's loomed and in the place we want it to go. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's do it. So guys, as we're doing this, we noticed one thing. I'll show you guys over here. The injectors we're using up here, these orange ones, they're a different style than the connectors we have. So luckily, I have some pink injectors. Yeah, the pink Ford ones, and they actually fit. So I believe that's the Bosch style. So that's what we're going to use, and hopefully we can get more of it wired up today, and we'll go from there. So like I said, guys, luckily I have an extra intake. So what we're going to be doing is stealing the injectors off of this bad boy. And we'll be using them. Okay? They don't look too bad. To make sure I get all the O-rings with them. Now, one of the other cool things is we will have all these extra coils just in case. So I'm pretty happy about that. But also, I'm going to put these back on. Not that we'll ever use them again, but better safe than sorry. It's always one of the things I'll live by. Now guys, this is one of the things that really makes this a budget build. You know, we're pulling old parts out of the drawer, off of other cars, not buying new injectors. There's some things I did right that I bought brand new. Those were mainly for myself. You don't have to do that. You don't have to buy a Holley ECU to make this work. I did because I wanted to. You don't have to. You don't have to work around chickens. I do. But hey, that's how it works. So got these off. Now we got to pull the other ones off of the engine, and then we'll see if these ones can actually be installed and work great. So throw these back on so we don't lose them, because I have a bad habit of losing nuts and bolts. So, anybody want one of these? We don't need it. So, taking this side off first. Hopefully, there we go. So since we're not charged with fuel, shouldn't be too hard. And this is actually an upgrade. So these, I believe, are 19-pound injectors by Ford, whereas these are 21s. So kind of interesting. We're gonna stick with this style and go from there. I'm punching my edge here every time I pop one of these off. Oh, awesome. Now for the cool part, it should go in fairly easily. You know, we might just, we're going to do the opposite here. Shove the injectors down into the intake, where we know they go, and then we'll mount this back on top of them. There we go. Now, notice I am using this impact, but I'm not really using it as an impact. Just kind of being lazy with it. We might have some fuel leaks we'll have to go back and fix here. We'll find out. See, that one didn't want to go in the hole. Gotta help it. Alright, we got that side done. Let's do the other side. Obviously this side will be a tad more difficult because there's a lot more in the way. But fairly confident we can do it without removing anything. Anything else, that is. Always hard pulling these dang injectors out though, isn't it? Or that's the same size. Yes, it is. I'm going to go ahead and try and take this intake tube off here. Move some wiring out of our way. There we go. Move that intake tube. For a cold air intake, we're only going to use a little while. Alright, just like the last one, injectors into the intake. Then we'll put our fuel rail from EPR back on. There we are. So we just swapped from 19-pound fuel injectors to 21s, and now we can install our fuel injector wiring harness. Let me grab it. Basically right now, I'm just going to try and move this wiring harness around and get it to where I think it looks okay. So we got a ground here, needs to be connected to the cylinder head. I do see an extra spot I can put it on, that'll be great. The idle air control valve went right here, we deleted it, so we're going to leave that there. This one needs to be zip tied out of the way. And I think this kit, as well as this one, we can run the opposite side of the motor. So this line will go on, we'll pull it around just like this. We'll tuck a lot of this back down in here. This line will come over here, plug into our fuel pressure sensor. It's going to go right there. We got our cam sensor right there. Alright, and then our oil pressure will snake down right next to there and mount with our oil pressure. Okay, that's pretty sweet. Looks much cleaner. We do have our alternator wired in already, so at least the main terminal is wired on. Alrighty, so here we're gonna go for it. This is gonna be, yep, this is the right harness. I taped all of them up because we get so much dirt around here. Trying to keep them a little cleaner. I know they're pretty weather sealed, but still brand new. Do what I can, right? So we'll get this one out. There we go, injector harness. Nice weather sealed stuff, man. Puts in there nice and solid. Pretty simple. Wire them up and in. These click right on. Which is really the beauty of this kit, guys, is that it's a plug and play essentially. That's what it's supposed to be. It's designed to be a plug-and-play system. Should not take a genius to wire this. Anybody can play around with all these connectors until they find the right ones to fit, even if you don't know what they are. This injector on this end is just going to give me trouble. It's close to a bolt, which is not wanting to let the connector bolt on. There we go. Okay. And we'll get all this cleaned up and routed the way we actually want it to here in a minute. So it's not getting in the way of our throttle body or anything like that. Let's do the other side. Things we're not going to be really using are things like the knock sensors. For one, my connector doesn't work. For whatever reason. It just doesn't work. Not too worried about it. And seeing we'll zip tie these together, have them all nice and tight. Know exactly what everything is. Have it all running in one little loom here. We'll get it all sorted out eventually so that it's just super clean. But as far as up here goes with the connectors that I currently have, that's actually it. So anybody knows what this one is? I've been trying to figure that out. Looks like it's got a connector to have one on the other side as well. So I gotta go try and find one. Yeah. I'm gonna putter around a little more up here and see what else we can get done. Okay guys, so this is one of our turbo manifolds in here, right? Well, that is. Here we have one of the, I guess you can call it a downpipe. I already took the nut off of it. So that was right here. Okay? What goes there is this. Okay, this is our Holley HP EFI. Beautiful, right? It's just what we got there. It's gorgeous. So that is going to thread into here. Okay, I'm going to go get a wrench so we can tighten it up. But that is our wideband. It's going to help us run here. So what I show this calls for is a 19. Let's see if it fits. It doesn't look like the 19 will fit on it. So a little bigger. Okay, hang on. Well, let's try a 7/8, huh? There we go. There's not going to be a lot of back pressure on this thing, so I want to make sure I get it on pretty tight. There we go. I would consider that fairly tight. So we're just going to run the wire up, and it is in some heat resistant coating, but it does run right beside the header. So we're going to try and keep it real tight to that firewall, and we're going to run it straight up back through here. If at all possible, we actually might, if we have enough length here, we're going to go this way, running around this cam member and up. That'll keep us further away from that header, and I like it. Okay, so here we are inside the car. Big old wiring mess. What I'm connecting is these. That's these. They are the injector drivers. So literally really simple. All they do is plug into the harness. So finding this one and plugging it in. One's in, one's out. They have matching colored connectors. It's literally dummy proof, guys. One of the other things we have to do still, wire in our second cutoff switch. I got this one from Jags. I just want another cutoff switch so that I can actually shut the car off, kill all the power from inside, not have to get out and do it from the rear. It's a redundant system, so I can kill it from inside, or it can also be killed from the tail. Both cut the alternator and the battery, because the alternator is running power directly to the battery. So everything will be killed. This one is basically just going to be an in-the-line secondary cutoff switch. So pretty simple. I'm getting to the point now where I think I gotta go make a panel. Basically, sort of a dash, not really, but to see how I can mount all this stuff up. So we'll probably make it out of cardboard and go from there.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. As always, like, share, and subscribe. Remember, if you ever need any parts, hit me up on the email auto.mafia.racing@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook or at automafiaracing.com. We get everything and anything you need, all makes, all models. Make sure you check out the next vid. Stay tuned for more drag build. Keep those tires smoking, the flashing lights behind you, and peg that speedo.